I totally kicked you guys off. I bumped the wrong button. Now, this little pup one over here, she might have won the BS contest. Come on, get out of there. Get out of there. No. No. Get out of there. No. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. No. No. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. 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 Good girl. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. She still hasn't gone. And I really think she has to. Hurry up. Hurry up. Come on. Now, that's the spot she goes to the bathroom. So I got a feeling that's what she's doing right now. Nicole's in. I kicked us off, guys. I apologize for that. There she is. She's in her spot. She's going to the bathroom. So I kind of thought she had to. I'm glad she did. Now it'll be a question of how quickly she comes back out of there. If she hangs up, get her. If you can see her, not good girl. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, there she is. She's doing number 2 now. So my feelings were, my guess was right. She had to go to the bathroom. I'm glad we did that. Now we're gonna get her back in. Come on, that's a good girl. Very good. Very good. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, let's go. No. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Very good. Very good. Come on. Come on. Come on. Now she's gonna want to go back to her spot by the chicken coop. No, 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 no. Come on. Come on. No, 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 no. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. That's a good girl. Very good. Very good. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Very good. Very good. So there's a really good example of, come on, that's it. That was as real as it could be. And Steph's home.
Hi.
Good. So that was as live and real as it could be, guys. Now, one thing to take away. Nice catch, Mom. One thing to take away was my tone. I hope you pay attention to that tone. So there were times there. I'm gonna spin this around, put it back. So now she's back in. Let's see how she settles in. Okay, she had to go to the bathroom. She told me that. She was antsy, she was fussy, she had just eaten. I figured she had to. Nicole, are you still on?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, she's been there the whole time.
She's been there the whole time.
You've heard me talking to myself, huh?
Okay.
That was an interesting conversation.
Okay, so, Nicole, I saw you came on live. Did you see that when we were outside?
I tried watching it, but it was really cutting in and out. I was like, dang it, I couldn't.
I had bad reception. I don't know if you guys could see it or not. I had weak reception. But so she went out. She did go to the bathroom. She first went over to the chicken coop. She tried eating a broken egg that was over there. So I thought, oh, you little sucker, you fooled me. Then I brought her back, and I knew she was gonna have to go to the bathroom because she'd just eat. At least she'd have to pee. So I let her. I brought her back off of that. I told her hurry up. She went over and she went to her spot basically that she does her business in. So and she did it. And she went number 1 and number 2. So my timing was right. My feeling was right. I kind of felt like she had to go to the bathroom, and lo and behold, she did. So then she wanted to go back to that chicken coop and eat that egg. And so on my end, I physically had to get a little bit closer to her so she knew I meant business, and and my tone of my voice really changed. And I got a little hard on her. No, 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 get out of there. Come on, come on, come on, come on. And then as soon as she did, timing-wise, as soon as she took steps towards me, I went, oh, good girl, come on, come on, come on, come on. So I had to mark her whatever her behavior was. If it wasn't what I wanted, I got on her with tone. If it was what I wanted, I got a little high-pitched and I made her feel good about it. And then all of a sudden we got into our little race back to the porch. and everything was good. Now, I've got her back on place. I've got her really close to Taylor, which is really tempting for her, but I'm okay with that. She's not going to come off there, so now we're back. So that, if I wish it would have come in clear, because that was like as live and as true of a recall back from going to the bathroom as possible. Now back to your issue, if you're outside and you're going to the bathroom and Maverick goes and does his thing and you can't get him to come to you and he's just not paying attention and going, no, I'm going to be good over here. And then as soon as you try to get him to come to you, he sits down and says, no, I'm not coming. Well, now you got to, you have to reverse engineer it. Where's your problem? Recall. So start working on recall in the kitchen or in the laundry room or wherever it is that like we talked about, because that's the core of the problem. But then when you go outside, don't turn it at that in, because that's a training. Right now, when you go outside and you can't get them in, those are training sessions. They're training the wrong thing. So we have to stop that. So it might mean you put a collar. Does your dog wear a collar or not?
No, but I can put a collar and a lead on him. That was a question I was going to ask if that's okay to do.
Yeah, I would put either a flat collar on and then put the lead on. And the lead, it's not for heel work. You're not teaching. That's why I avoid it as much as possible having to do this, because I don't like putting leads on dogs until we start working on heel work. And I don't like start working on heel work until we do tie-outs. And I don't do tie-outs until the weather is good and the dogs are not big enough. And so you need that foundation before you start to it. So if you start putting a lead on and expecting the dog to heel or do heel work, the problem with that is you potentially are going to create bad habits for when you want to do heel work. So don't treat it like a leash that you're taking the dog for a walk. Treat it as something that will eliminate the escape. And once he goes to the bathroom, you let him go to the bathroom, then you pick him back up, and you bring him back in the house. So that needs to be eliminated, those outside issues, and then the inside issues need to start. Do I hear cranes in the background?
Yeah, I have those sandhills.
Sandhills, yeah. So, and then the next thing is that's what you need to start working on. Start working on recall. And then when you start to get recall, you can add in sit. So, because he already is catching on to sit, so now you can recall him to you. Just get him to come to you to start out with and give him kibble. Get him excited, get him to come to you, give him kibble. And when I say come to you, it doesn't have to be 10 yards. It can be 10 inches. It just needs to be in the right direction. He comes to you, he gets rewarded. He comes to you, he gets rewarded. Very short, very little, very few repetitions, but good ones. And then build on that. And then start adding a little distance to it. Don't start out calling the dog from across the room. Start out from 2 steps away. And as soon as you get 2 steps away, go for 3. Okay? So just really, really simplify it. But then you can start, once you get doing that, and he starts figuring out, come to you when you call him, come to you when you call him, come to you when you call him, then I'd ask him to sit. If he knows how to sit, this is a good way to practice sit. He comes to you, tell him to sit, he sits, good, give him kibble. Now he's putting 1 and 2 together. He's adding links of it. He's got sit, which is 1 link. He's got recall, which is another link. Now you're going sit, come to me, and sit when you get here. Now you've put those 2 together. Pretty soon you're going to link these things together and have a chain. Okay? So that's where those are the next steps I think you need to start working on.
All right.
And nothing stops, nothing different. So you do that, and then you can feed them after. So now all of a sudden you're really got a little session going, and it's not going to take long, Nicole. It's probably adding this recall and then adding recall and sit is probably adding a total of 1 to 2 minutes to your session, because that's about where his attention is right now. Probably a minute or less. That's why sitting for over a minute is almost. I'm almost going to say it's too much, Nicole, just because I don't want to see him fail. And asking a 9-week-old puppy to give you a minute of focused concentration and physically not change, boy, that's a lot. It's great that he's doing it. I wouldn't go anymore. I'd actually maybe scale it back a bit to ensure success.
Okay.
So, and then in 2 weeks, we see where you're at in 2 weeks. Because 2 weeks from now, you're going to go, recall's easy. I can call him across the yard. I don't know, maybe not. But don't. If you're not, don't worry.
When can I move it outside? When can I, when do it?
So start.
Because I have the same issue you do. I have turkeys and chickens in my yard, and he's like, those are way more cool.
Oh yeah. So he doesn't get that until he can do it all over in your house first. So like for me, it took me. I went from a small pen, like it was probably 36 square feet, like 6 by 6, but not even 6 by 4. It was 24 square feet. So I went from that to the laundry room, which is probably 12 by 12, so 144 square feet. And then I went from the laundry room and I opened it up. I went over to my hallway, and my hallway is about 12 feet by 5 feet wide. So I actually probably went into a smaller space, but it was a different spot. So I moved from a spot that was a little bit bigger and square to that was longer and narrow. So I'm replicating the same behavior in new locations. So if you go from the laundry room to outside, you'll fail, guaranteed. But I would go from the laundry room and get good. Do it. Rule of 5s. 5 days in a row, 5 different locations before you move on to a new skill set. Like that's a good rule to live by. It slows you down. So go in the laundry room or whatever you decide and find success. That might take a day or two, but find success and then replicate that for 3, 4, 5 days in a row, and then move to another room in your house and do it 3, 4, 5 days in a row, and then move to another room in your house 3, 4, 5 days in a row. Then maybe you open it up and you connect those rooms together. And what I did with Spry was I went pen, laundry room, hallway, kitchen and laundry room together. I couldn't do the whole house. I tried, I couldn't. So I had to build a wall with dog beds so that she couldn't get into the rest of the house until I got her focus in those areas, and then I could move on and add another element of distraction. Now, in the meantime, you're going to go outside with the dog. You have to. So don't go outside in situations that you want to get recall back and you know it's not going to happen. That's when you'll put the little lead on them. Go to the bathroom, put the lead on. Now, if you're going to take them for a walk, I don't have any problems with them free walking. I don't have any problems with them because you're going to take them, but practice recall during that. Bring a little piece of food with you and let them know you got it. So you're going to go down to the end of the driveway and walk with him? Good. As soon as he comes up to you, give him a piece of food. Tell him how good he is. He'll go, wow, I can do this out here too. I get the same little routine that I've been doing in the laundry room and really liking. These training sessions aren't going to be work. They're going to be a lot of fun. You should be positive. He should be positive. There's very little negative at all in this. It's all good. So when you do that, you can transfer that and mimic it outside when you're going for a walk, because you already go for walks, right?
Yep.
And occasionally he'll come to you, right? So when he does come to you,
occasionally.
Yeah. So when he does, give him the kibble and go, "Oh, you're a good boy," and then do it again, and then do it again. But don't expect it. That's not where you should be practicing this. Is what I'm saying.
Yep.
So, and then.
Yeah, because a lot of times when I'm walking down the driveway and I'm trying to call him because I'll keep a pocket full of kibble, and sometimes he's like, "Yeah, that's great," and other times he's like, "Really? I got another piece of kibble. Like the chickens over here. I would much rather chase them." Totally. And that's the thing. We don't want to lose. We don't want to. And I'm telling you to use kibble. I'm not a treat trainer. I use kibble to start out with, and then as soon as you gotta be able to see this and go, I think a habit is starting to form. And once the habit starts to form, replace the kibble with praise. About 1 out of 4 times, don't give them kibble. And then 2 out of 4 times, and then 3 out of 4 times. And eventually, you're going to replace it with praise when you know that it's not the kibble that's getting the behavior. The kibble just stimulates the behavior, and then that habit forms through the repetition, and then you can take the kibble away, and the habit should stick. So that's the whole point of it. But so you don't have to, because the other thing is you don't want the kibble to lose its value either. You know, I don't want the kibble to go, this isn't, it's not, I don't want the food anymore. So the pup's whining right now and it's getting on Steph's nerves. Like I can sense it. She just smile. I got her to smile at least. But she's trying to get dinner ready. This little puppy's whining and fussing, and she's frustrated with it. Now, the thing to do right now is we have to just tune this out. We have to tune this out. Now, I got a feeling that within a minute or two, this pup's going to go, God, never mind, and just lay down. Then, I'll probably reach out to her and tell her, good girl, you're good. So, all right? What do you do with Spry if you can't keep your eye on her all the time? She doesn't, obviously, because she could sneak off of her plate. Do you put her away in her kennel when you can't keep an eye on her?
Well, yeah, but the nice part about it is I've been so solid with place training within a relatively short amount of time. I've developed the confidence in her. She's not coming off there. I can leave her on it. I have no problem leaving the room for 10, 15 minutes with no one in the room. She's not coming off. Now, I don't know that I'd leave her on it for an hour. She might, but I don't know that I would have that confidence yet with her. So, but because we started out really strong and I have not allowed this to go backwards, some people that are watching right now, started out really strong and then all of a sudden the dog tested and won. And now they're going, now we're struggling with place training a little bit. It's because they allowed a bad habit to get formed. And now they gotta, not only do they have to train the good one in, they gotta train the bad one out first. That's harder to do. Right now,
bad habit, like the dog
breaking off
of the bed or something
yeah,
like that?
even putting a foot down. She'll still test with me and try to put a foot down. And she's done it to me tonight, and it's been borderline. And when you hear the snap, that's what's happening, is I'm correcting. So I'm still correcting. Like, before I let it get to be an issue, it's getting fixed. So if she looks like she's going to put a foot down, I'm on her. Now, I've been able to pay enough attention since the start that she doesn't test it very often, but when she does, she gets nowhere with it. And that's commitment. So if you can't physically commit to it at 9, she just did it. She's real excited, step open the fridge, she slipped off. I don't think she tried to do it, she slipped off. She understood. I'm not going to allow that. So, but if you don't have enough time and you don't have the ability to like really, really monitor your pup and make sure that he is not coming off that bed, then put him in his kennel. First put him outside, let him go to the bathroom, then put him in the kennel.
Yeah, I think he does really well, because having a 9-month-old, and 9-month-old's like, oh, cool, there's a elevated thing here, I'm going to climb on it.
Totally.
So he's playing on it, and I have to keep him off of there, keep him away from there, but he's playing with his toys all the way around the bed, and Maverick just sits and watches him and doesn't step off. The first time he's ever stepped off the bed was today, when I was actually putting that new bed together, and he just decided, oh, I'm just going to jump off and take a stroll, and I caught him instantly and threw him back up on there, and he was like, okay, maybe I should.
Right. Has to be quick, sharp, abrupt, absolutely not allowed. Because it's really no different than when we first start. I don't know how he was, but when we first start, we put them on the bed, they jump right off because they've never been on it before, and they go, oh, I'm out of here. And so it takes a long time for me, many repetitions of me putting the dog back and saying no. Finally, the dog comes to the edge, doesn't come off, and I go, good. And they go, oh, that's all it took. But so I'm right there because I know they don't understand it and I pay a lot of attention. People get lulled into a false sense of security and they go, oh, I've had people send me messages and go, got placed down. They've been doing it less than a week. No, you don't. You don't have placed down. But if your mentality is, my dog's got placed because they did really good for the first 4 or 5 days, and you go, oh, now I don't have to worry about place anymore, on to the next thing. And all of a sudden the dog gets off and you go, oh no, wait a minute. Where did the dog go? And now I pick it up. Oh, you put it back on. You didn't correct. You caught the dog too late, and all of a sudden now the dog doesn't understand what he's not supposed to do, which is take the step. So now you have to dial back in and give 100% of focus, just like you would if it was for the first time. So people get lulled into a false sense of security, and then all of a sudden they go, we're struggling with place. He's pretty good with it, but not great. Unacceptable. Because pretty good, not great is going to be a nightmare.
Okay. Yeah, I corrected him. The first time I put him on, it was just like you said. He's like, I'm out of here. He jumped off of it 3 times. I kept instantly, right as he was coming off, and his feet would hit the floor, I'd throw him right back on. No. He did it 4 times. And then he was like, okay, I guess I can't get off of here. He hasn't tested me until today. And I was in the kitchen with him. I heard his feet hit the floor. I got up and ran and grabbed him and threw him back up on there. Yeah, it's because 4 times in a row he went, I don't know what the hell I'm doing wrong. It just didn't make sense. But all of a sudden after the 4th time he went, oh, I get it. When I step off, that's when she does this. So I always tell people it takes the dog making the mistake in order for the dog to understand what it's not supposed to do.
But it's if you correct it and catch it at the right time. And if you decide after 4 days, my dog understands place training, no, it doesn't. It just hasn't made a mistake yet. And for you to understand when to correct it, for him to understand what he's not supposed to do, it's gonna have to happen. And the problem is if you have the dog that's real good at it early on, and then they decide to test, which they do, or they didn't really understand what place meant, and now all of a sudden they're doing what place isn't, but you're missing it all the time. Now all of a sudden they're going to form the wrong habit, and they're not going. It's going to be so much harder for them to understand, and they're going to go, I'm going to continue to test because I got away with it. So we got to eliminate that. That's why consistency and repetition is so important. That's why the people that have had issues with place training, weeks into it, 2-3 weeks into it, and they all of a sudden, oh no, I'm having issues. We're going backwards with it. My answer to them has been zero tolerance. Go for 5 days with absolutely zero tolerance. You do not allow that pup's foot to come off. You correct them when they look like they're going to come off. Because that's how firm and consistent you have to be. Because you can see, I know when the dog's going to jump off because they look first and you can just read their body language. They're coming. You correct them then, at that moment. You don't let them get off and then catch them and then tell them no, because they don't understand what you're correcting them for.
So what about, so I try my best, obviously, to keep Chase off of there, but what if Chase is touching his place or, kind of...
Not fair. That's not...
over to him and,
That's not fair to Maverick. Don't do that. So first things first, he has to get great with zero distractions. That's why if he's getting by with Chase playing with toys close to him, if he's getting away with that, okay, I'm concerned because don't set your dog up to fail. He's only 9 weeks old. So
right.
I always tell people, err on the side of caution. Go slower than too fast. So make it so that he's so good at it, rather than going, I think he's there, I'm going to try moving on. Because now all of a sudden there's gray area that is possibly created. So with the other dog, with your kid, with the TV, with you painting, with anything else that's going on in your house, if you're not 100% focused on him for place training, don't do it. If you're not 100%...
If Chase is playing around him, then I'm there to watch. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That he doesn't make a mistake.
Right.
But it's hard to keep them separate because I have to have Chase with me pretty much wherever I'm at.
Right, which is too hard on your puppy, is what I'm saying. Not at 9 weeks old. Do that when he's really good after 3-4 weeks of without distractions. Then slowly add distractions. But don't add distractions that potentially are too much too quickly.
Okay.
So get really good at the simple stuff, and then start perfect, and then add something to make it tougher. Don't get okay at it and go, wow, did pretty good. Let's throw some curveballs at him. No, make it so easy that he can't fail. And then he'll be all right. He'll be all right. I'll send that lady from the trade show to talk to you about it. So, all right. So, keep working on that. I think you're ready to start adding some things based on what you say is going on at dinner time. I don't think that's a question. I think after a week and a half of the real basic, simple idea of settling in to get the reward of food now, and if he's got sit going good, now start adding. You got to work on recall, because if you don't, it's going to be a nightmare real quick. So start adding in recall, start linking that chain to sit, and then feeding is a separate skill set. It's the steadiness, the calmness. So the steadiness and the calmness is so important, because now when you get into your sessions, you're going to be able to try to mimic that calmness. Like when you start getting the dog to recall and sit, I'm going to ask the dog first just to recall, then to recall and sit, and momentarily for a split second give me focus, and then I'll reward you. And then I'm going to add recall, sit, and stay for just a hint of more time, and then I'll reward you. And then a little more, and then a little more. And then pretty soon I'm going to call the dog to me, and I'm going to tell him to sit, and I'm going to try to take a step away from him. So you're just going to keep adding to it. But baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. And all the while you're reaffirming that steadiness during feeding time, because pretty soon you're going to tell the dog to sit and you're going to have remote sit going for a long time. It all started with what you're doing with feeding time. So you got to do A before you can do Z. And before you can do Z, you got to do B, C, D, E, F, G. But A first, then B, then C. Eventually you get to Z. Patience. Gotta be patient. You'll get there.
Yeah. Well, but sure, yeah.
So.
All right.
All right.
Well,
sounds good.
thanks for answering all my questions.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear your voice. This week is better than it was a week and a half, and I don't mean it was bad a week and a half ago. It was just there was a lot of uncertainty. Yeah, it was stressed,
yeah.
and your message said there was anxiety. I mean, when you start using descriptive words like that about yourself, it's wearing on you. So part of that is just changing, and it's going to change because you're going to become more confident. You're going to get more confident because things are going to go good, and then when things go good, you're going to get more confident, and it's a snowball effect. The problem is I'm warning you, and I'm telling you right now, it's going to hit the fan this week. Something's going to happen, and it's just going to be really bad. So that's okay. Work through it. No panic buttons. No, oh my gosh, the wheels are coming off the train. You hit a bump. So stop, back up, take a look at it, figure out why did I hit that bump, because it happened for a reason, and then fix whatever that problem is, and then you'll be able to move forward again. But the nice part about it is your tone, your voice, you're more confident because I think you found a little success in the last week and a half. Now you're going to run into uncharted waters, and you go, oh my God, what now? Well, then we talk and we figure out a plan, and we figure out what's the next thing to fix that issue. What's the next? Because I have issues every day. I don't know if you saw it, but yesterday I took our two big dogs and Taylor and Taylor and Ellie, and I did something that I thought they both would do well because I've been working on this specific thing, and Taylor did it well and Ellie did it. So what do I
want to go through the middle of the woods?
Exactly. So what do? I could get real frustrated and go, damn it, I've been working on lining with this dog for weeks. She should be able to push through that cover. Or I could go, okay, where is my problem? Well, she wants to skirt the cover. How can I fix that? Well, I can do a trailing memory. I can bump her nose into the cover and send her in. So I cheated. I mean, I made it really easy for her, but she had success. And then I built off of that, and then I built off that one more time. And then I reset it, and I did it the exact same way that I did it the first time and didn't have success. Lo and behold, she had success. So what should I do the next day? Same damn thing. Go do the same thing. Because it's not a habit after doing it one time. So now I got to practice it again. And then I got to practice it again. And then you know what I'll have to do? Go find a new area that has a similar setup and do the same thing. And I might run into the same problem. But eventually, after doing it enough times, habit's going to be formed strong enough that she's going to get it, just like Taylor. And she's going to do it on the first time, regardless of the environment or place that I do it. And that's why I practice so much. Because I don't know what it's going to look like in the field. So if I can get her to be really, really consistently performing the way I want, regardless of where or what the conditions are, that's what I'm shooting for. So it all starts with the practice part, and if you reverse that all the way back, it all started in my freaking kitchen with feeding them, just where you are right now.
Solid foundation.
That's right. So, all right. Well, good luck. Good luck this week. Keep me posted. Let me know if you have issues or whatever. Shoot me text. But then we'll look at trying to get next week. We'll try to get together again, and maybe midweek would work. So. Okay.
Sounds
all right.
Thanks, Jerry.
Yep. Keep going. Stay patient.
Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye.
Will do. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. That was the follow-up. First time we've done a follow-up on a call. So I say it with all sincerity. I feel like she did, she sounded a lot better. And I think that she's found some success, and that's what it amounts to. So I am going, my wife is preparing dinner. Oh, pork chops. Chris Smith, we're going to eat your pork chops tonight. So my wife is making dinner, guys. I'm going to cut out. I'm going to look back through here and see if there are some questions. I'm sure there are. And I'm going to work on answering those. But I appreciate you guys going through this. I let me know what you think about the live call stuff. I think it's interesting because we've got a young puppy. I think a lot of people have young puppies. I think if you know someone with a young puppy, these are the ones that probably make a lot of sense. And then the other thing we'll be able to do is always reference them back to little Spry here, because Spry still is a very young puppy, but she's changed greatly in the last 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, and she will continue to. So you guys keep watching, following, sharing. I really appreciate all of the support you guys are giving this. I've got a few ideas, a few things now, a couple announcements. Our website is back. I think it's live again. It was down for a little bit. Hey, she's about to boil over, and I'm not sure why she's so unsettled tonight. But she didn't eat yet. But yeah, she did eat actually. So, but hey, here's a perfect example. Like, she's not always an angel. She's not bad, but anyway, the website is back up and running. We are going to be now able to add new items. So the way we had it set up before through our web store was awkward. You could only use PayPal. It just didn't work very well. It wasn't as user-friendly as we wanted it to be. It wasn't as good of an experience, if you will, by going to our website. So we've changed our website. We've changed some things. It has the same look. It has some changes to it, though, that are hopefully going to make it more maneuverable, easier for you with the shopping process, give you more options for checkout, all that stuff, and it's going to allow for us to add items. So I've got new items. We've been working on new items. We have more items in the works, and so now we're going to be able to add them on and make it easier on our end to be able to bring you guys new stuff. So that's the update on that. And then I'm going to look at some of these questions, guys, and I'll answer them. I'll do my best to get back to them as soon as possible. I do have some emails. I do have some messages from people that I got to get caught back up on. I've been trying to keep up a little bit better on that. And then I also have something that I want to show, and it kind of leads into what Nicole talked about tonight with the idea of what we're doing with our dogs as far as kenneling and place training and all that. Because I want to say her name was April. April from Canada, I think it's the April from Canada. Sent me, I believe it was from her, she sent me a picture. She sent me a picture of a dog, a kitchen where the flooring's been ripped up and there's stuff laying all over and it's nasty. And she said, what do I do now? And so I'm going to address that because she's got a pup that we're going to talk about that is doing some demolition to her house. Easy fix. So I'm going to get back to her on that. So I'll let you guys know on that too. I don't think anyone's run into that issue yet, but it's not to say that you wouldn't or won't. So you guys have a great night. I'm going to dig into some Chris Smith hand-raised, farm, hand-fed, just pure swine bliss. So you guys have a great night. We'll talk soon.